I just always envied Rockwall, and I was like, if I could just open up a Greek restaurant in Rockwall, like people would love it. I hope they do.
My name's Evan Madison, and I've lived in Rockwall, Texas since 1980, and for the last 18 years, I have led the Madison Group at Coldwell Banker Apex, helping people buy and sell homes all over the place. But we're not here to talk about me today. Today, I get the awesome opportunity to meet with my buddy Costas that I've known since 2015. We've homebrewed together, we've done all kinds of cool stuff, and he's giving me a sneak peek of Onassis, and I get to sit down with him and ask him some really hard-pressing questions. So I hope you enjoy this interview, and I hope you come out to Onassis soon because it's great food and Kostas is gonna treat you well. Let's get to it. Kostas, inquiring minds want to know, how Greek are you?
How Greek am I? I'm half Greek, Evan.
Okay.
My mom is from Texas.
Okay.
My dad is from Greece, straight off the cargo ship.
Okay.
100% Greek immigrant.
Okay.
In fact, paid a wife to get married back in the 80s. You could do that.
Wow,
in the 80s.
okay.
I'm like a Greek redneck, basically.
I love it.
Yes, sir. In fact, I look more like Texan than I do Greek, so people don't even think I'm Greek all the time. Is that your stage name, Kostas?
You've lived in Rockwall for a while, but your restaurant, your first one, Opa, was in Rowlett. How are you feeling about being able to bring one to the place where you live?
Got married in 2009. Mm-hmm. My wife and I, we moved to Rockwall. Got a little house that we paid $120,000 for it.
Oh, the days.
For 2,000 square feet.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful, beautiful home. And in fact, it's just a skateboard away from the restaurant here. And you know, every day I drive across that bridge to Rowlett, which is a beautiful town,
Yep.
and it's given me everything that I've ever had in my life so far. So it's been very good to me. But I've always, since day one, have always wanted to open a restaurant in Rockwall, and like, it's finally coming true.
Finally happening.
It's always been in the back of my mind. If you ask managers or head servers who work with me since day one, I always said, we've got to go to Rockwall.
Right.
We've got to go to Rockwall. It's so close, but yet so far. And there's something different on this side of the lake. Again, like I love Rowlett, but there is something different on this side of the lake. And I just always envied Rockwall. And I was like, if I could just open up a Greek restaurant in Rockwall, like people would love it. I hope they do.
No, I think they will. Why Onassis? What sparked the name?
Onassis, he's a Greek billionaire. A lot of people may know him from marrying Jackie Kennedy. And the fact that he was a shipping tycoon. Rockwall is based so much around the lake. Not gonna lie, I wanted to create something a little bougie because everything is so fast casual, everything's so fast food. And now post-COVID times, people don't even want to open up full service anymore. So it's a dying art.
Right.
And if I can like restore that, it's almost like a duty of mine. Like I want to keep fine dining alive. Not necessarily fine dining, but upscale casual dining.
Yes.
We have a smiling server. You know, you have a chef in a chef coat that can create something every day, you know, with his own intellect and whatever's fresh from the farmer's market, all those things. It's a dying art, and it's my duty to keep it alive.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's so much less of that, especially when you get into suburbs and that kind of stuff. And so now we're seeing kind of a renaissance of that. I think that's part of what you and several other people out here are doing is really bringing that back. It's about that experience, right?
The guest experience is everything. I mean, I came from a server background, so I was not a chef, I was actually a server.
Okay.
So all of my like passion and all of my heart is guest driven. You know, I was always out there on the floor making sure that every drink was topped off and all those things. And so for me, it's very much service driven and service first and all those things.
Good. What's the last 12, 14 months been like for you?
I called my friend who was in the Marine Corps, that was my roommate when I went to military school, and I said, like, I feel awful. And he goes, it's called survivor's guilt. It's whenever your friend's killed in wartime and you survive. And that's how I felt because I put out this like SOS video when I thought I was gonna lose it all.
Yeah.
And the response was overwhelming. You know, I just became this like poster boy for help small restaurants. It was just easy for the audience to pick on me because, you know, I've been involved with the community so much and I've been giving back, and I guess they were able to attach my face to the business.
Yeah.
And I saw other restaurants around me that were like failing. And then I actually got this offer to go on the road and do this documentary series. And I got to go to these other cities and other places where like it's complete shutdown. So so grateful to be in Texas. Let me just say that.
Yes.
So grateful to be in Rockwall. Even Rockwall during the Corona times, people were saying we're boycotting Dallas County and we're all taking our money to Rockwall County. And I had to stand up and say, hey, you're not going to have to wear a mask in my restaurant.
Right.
I had to defy state laws or county laws at the time. And I said, guys, we're here to serve you.
Right.
And it was so sad to see people leaving our city to go spend their money in other counties.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very blessed. That's why we're here today, is
right.
because of the outpouring of love and support from the community. Could have went the opposite direction. I could have lost it all. I mean, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I really don't. I'm a restaurant guy. This is all I've ever done.
I know you'd be doing something amazing. But I'm glad it's this. Real serious question here. If you were a superhero, what would your weakness be?
My weakness would be the inability to manage time, if that is a weakness.
I love it. No, it's like every entrepreneur's.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all deal with that, and
Sure.
we all have to figure out how to navigate those waters.
Yeah. And then that leads into family, right? How's that balance work out when you got the road trip docuseries that you did, you have the restaurant in Rowlett, you have this new one coming up. How does it all work, man?
Every day I try to be as calculated and precise as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I do want to say that I have a tremendous group of people who work for me.
That's awesome.
Or who work with me.
Yep.
And they really help alleviate a lot of the back end work.
Good.
And every day I ask myself, where am I needed? And I try to eliminate that need and figure out how I can delegate that off. And that's the only way to survive.
Yeah.
Because I try to do it all,
Yeah.
and it does crush you. And spending time, I have 3 daughters and one on the way in a few months.
That's awesome. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna throw this little tidbit in there since you're about to join the club of 4 kids, and I also have 4 kids. Someone once told me that adding the 4th one is like a piece of cake. Don't skip a beat. They lied to me, and so I want to let you know that it is gonna be fun, but it's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be this extra element there. So I know you're gonna just knock that out of the park and enjoy it. But in one word, what makes a business successful?
People.
Just people.
People. And it's such a beautiful word, people. I mean, people are beautiful, and I'm such a people's person. I love people. From the dishwasher to your vendors that you deal with.
Yep.
Everybody in the game, your customers. I wholeheartedly love people. And I'm just this eternal optimist. If someone breaks in here, I'm oh, he's probably a nice guy.
He had a need.
I mean, I really am, and I love people, and for me, people are great, and I've surrounded myself with so many wonderful people, and they've done so many amazing things for me. The hardware, the liquor, the food, anybody can buy that stuff. It's how do you get people to operate it?
Right.
So that's the key for any organization, is finding great people to operate your operations.
Trust. Yeah, the trust goes a long way there too.
Yes, sir.
But you build trust with your patrons, and that's why they keep coming back, because they trust not only the food that you do, but they trust the experience that they're going to have, and it's different than what they get from other places, as you spoke to earlier. So that's one of the wonderful things about what you do there. What is your favorite comfort food and why?
So I'm supposed to say a juicy gyro sandwich with fresh tzatziki sauce.
What, Greek
and
food?
French fries. I know. But going back to me being a Greek redneck, my mom made the best. My American mom made the best meatloaf and cornbread and collard greens and black-eyed peas.
Love it.
So I mean, I'm still a Southern boy at heart.
Cool.
And yeah, I fall in love with a good plate of meat. And that's my birthday dish. So my wife makes me meatloaf and cornbread. And she hates meatloaf, by the way. So she doesn't like preparing it. She doesn't like the whole having to stick her
it is
hands
gross.
in the meat. But she makes it for me every year for my birthday. So yeah, that's my favorite.
That's awesome.
That's my go-to meal.
What's the first dish you ever made?
The first dish I ever made was actually just cracking an egg.
Okay.
And it sounds silly, but seeing a fried egg and seeing it convert from this raw ingredient to the chemical reaction on the skillet, that just set off this wow moment for me.
Yeah.
I think that's so beautiful, and I want to do more. What else can you do with an egg?
Yeah.
You can scramble an egg.
Yeah.
And all these things you can do with eggs.
Yeah.
And that just catapulted this love affair with food.
That's awesome. And I don't think it's silly or weird, because I feel like all the stuff that I have lots of friends in the restaurant business, and I cook a lot myself. Eggs are like a difficult thing to master, especially all the different versions of them. So I think that's pretty impressive. That was one of your first there. Gordon Ramsay walks through the door and he's gonna eat at Onassis. What item on the menu is he gonna fall in love with?
Baked mahi-mahi gorgonzola.
Ooh, okay.
Probably our most culinary complex dish that we do. I take orzo pasta and saute it with artichokes and pine nuts. And then I take the fillet of mahi-mahi and I pan sear it with a little bit of white wine and put it in the oven, top it with a little bit of gorgonzola cheese and bacon, and serve that on top of the orzo pasta with a roasted red pepper sauce. That's actually one of the items on our menu, and it's like
so good.
So good.
What drink at the bar is he gonna love?
The one I would serve with Gordon Ramsay would probably be the Med. It is made with Skinos Mastija liqueur, which is actually only found on the island of Chios, and it's one of 600 islands of Greece that produce this liqueur. Okay. It's actually made from the sap of the Mastija plant. And so it has some pine notes, some juniper notes in there, almost like a gin, but a little bit like a little sweeter than a gin.
Okay.
And we muddle that with fresh basil and top that with soda water and our lemon syrup, and it's like a fun summer refreshing cocktail.
That's awesome.
He would love it. It'd pair well.
I'm thirsty.
It would pair well with the mahi-mahi.
Oh, I like it.
It would.
Compliment.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Kostas, if you could do everything all over again, what would you do differently?
If I could do it over again, on the macro side, I wouldn't do anything. This is what I love to do.
Okay.
I mean, as far as choosing a different career path, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just love people, and I people make more money than me, and they hate their jobs. I just couldn't be a lawyer. I couldn't be a doctor. I got to be with people. I've got to be interacting. I love the hustle and bustle. I love the late nights. I love all restaurant stuff.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything else.
I'm glad that there's people to do the doctors and lawyers stuff of the world, because, wow, you're exactly right. Well, I love that you love the restaurant world, and it shows, right? It shows. It's part of your passion. I see that all the time from you, and that's one of your endearing qualities too, and your positivity that you bring through it too. So very cool. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. What's keeping you awake at night?
The excitement of waking up and going to work the next day.
Wait, like a kid, like
For Christmas.
Yeah, with the present. Yeah, like okay.
Sometimes I don't sleep good because I'm so excited about the next day. Oh, we got this catering, this private chef catering, or we're rolling out this new dish, or we're doing this event, or we're launching this new craft beer, or we're launching this new cocktail, or this new chef dish. Like, there's always something fun and exciting. I'm always creating that. That's what keeps me awake at night. So it's nothing bad. It's always positive. And like, what's the next thing?
It's fair to say that you're successful in what you've done. We see Opa. I believe you'll be successful here as well. What would you say to young, burgeoning entrepreneurs that want to do something really cool?
I would say focus on your goal, whatever that is, and you have to like set yourself apart. A lot of people ask me all the time, I want to open a restaurant. Well, where's your money at? You're like, well, I don't have any money. Well, you're not focused enough. You're not driven enough. And I literally grinded every day. My wife and I worked doubles at a restaurant, all to save capital because no one's gonna give you any money.
Right.
And from 18 to 25, we raised $50,000 in capital. Obviously, I think I know how to raise capital a lot better now. Right. But when you're 22 years old, still no one wants to give you money. You know, it's hard to come by money. I mean, maybe if you're really good at raising capital. I wasn't. I didn't know any better. I was naive. Right. And I just grinded it all out. So for anybody who's just getting started, who wants to open a restaurant, I would say raise capital, and I would also say skip traditional culinary school and traditional universities in general. And I tell that to my staff all the time, like, why are you going to college? If it's to find yourself, it's better to travel the world or something to that effect.
Totally.
And I think that, you know, doing some internships in Manhattan, going to London, going to Sydney, Australia, all the places, and just really digging deep into those different markets, that's gonna make you such a better entrepreneur, restaurateur, than going to A&M University.
You've been really involved in the city of Rowlett and stuff that's going on there through OPA, and you brought your food and your love to them. What's Rockwall going to look like for you?
I want to give that same love and affection and like giving back to the community feel. And there's actually a great mentor, restaurateur of mine that actually is already in Rockwall, Sammy from Pizza Getty. Yeah. And the things that he does with the community, it's amazing. I mean, he might as well be the mayor of Rockwall. How outspoken he is, and he speaks from his heart. And I think there's a little bit of that in me as well. Yeah. And everything, I have his cell phone number and I talk to him all the time. He's just such a great friend of mine. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And I don't know why more restaurateurs don't get more involved in the community like he does. And I really want to just do whatever I can to give back.
Makes it rewarding.
It does.
Yeah.
And just like this past year, all that time that I gave back in Rowlett, it came back to repay me.
Yeah.
When I was down, people were donating to me, and it was a beautiful thing.
How it should be. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Where do you see Onassis in 2026? What does this look like?
Onassis is everything that I wanted OPA to be. I was able to spend more money here, more time developing this space. I think this could be the package that I could present to the world.
Okay.
I could see this being stamped. I could.
Cool.
And we don't know yet, right? We're not even open yet.
Sure.
But that's how confident I am in this concept. I think that the world would, Texas or North Texas would want to see more of Onassis.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I'm really confident in what we're going to provide. And I think that this business model, there's going to be a need for it outside of Rockwall. So that's going to be my goal, is to get this place running as smoothly as we can. We have amazing people that are going to be running this place. And my goal is to allow this to flourish and allow them to flourish and take some of the best people from here and hopefully do this again, because I love opening restaurants. It's a fun thing. This is my second restaurant opened up. I don't want to stop.
What's your favorite color?
White. Blank canvas, you can do whatever you want with it.
I love it. What's your favorite time of day?
Favorite time of day, sunrise.
Okay.
I'm also a photographer and videographer, so you gotta love that.
Absolutely, those
sunrise,
that
the colors, got to.
So good. Favorite place to travel?
I have to say Greece. I love Greece, it's a beautiful place. In the United States, I love to zip down to Galveston or zip up to the mountains in Colorado.
Favorite car?
My favorite car?
Yeah.
I'm not a car guy.
Oh.
I drive my OPA van for the longest time, my utility van.
Gotta love wrapped vehicles.
Hey, I'm telling you, late to bed, early to rise, don't forget to advertise.
That's right. I love it. What's your favorite cocktail?
I love a Manhattan. Simple, clean, elegant, alcohol forward, all the things.
Okay. Favorite breakfast food?
Scrambled eggs with some cheese on top.
With what kind of cheese?
American cheese.
Favorite season?
Favorite season, winter.
Interesting.
I'm a winter guy. I love the mountains. I love winter camping. I love the snow. So this past Rockwall snow, that was like a fun snow day for me.
Yeah.
I had power. I didn't lose power.
51 hours without power.
I'm sorry.
But no, hey, we had natural gas and we were able to keep things on and actually housed neighbors and friends.
There you go.
It was good. What's your favorite beer?
Favorite beer? I love a barley wine and I love Imperial barrel-aged stouts.
Oh yeah, I do love those. I have one of those on tap right now.
I'll have to come over and take it out.
That's awesome. Really looking forward to it. Well, thanks for sitting down with me and spending some time today and answering some kind of fun questions and some pretty deep questions and whatnot. It's good for others to hear more about your story and kind of know what they could potentially expect when they come to Onassis. It's going to be really exciting. I'm super pumped about it. So I really appreciate the opportunity to hang for a little bit.
Thanks, Evan.
Absolutely.